Here in my garage, I just bought this new Lamborghini. Very fun to drive. But you know what's more important than materialistic things? Knowledge. Knowledge that I might not get paid for this flipping job. Hello and welcome. Hope you're all doing well. This video might be a little bit weird because it's released at a time where my goal in life and what is my next step videos are the norm. And something else, I haven't been posting for like a billion years. Actually, for 6 months. And before that, for 9 months. And before that, for, no, just like 9 months. Anyway, um, I'm releasing this video because it's a little bit of an important topic to me, at least. How to not get scammed when you are freelancing. Because the story, or well, I'm not going to do a story. I have another video that's like 50 hours just talking about the mistakes I did on this job. In this video, I'm just gonna give you like some pointers for your future freelance jobs, just to be careful. Okay, just to be careful. Yeah, but it's like a weird video because it's released either on the 31st of December, the 1st of January, or the 2nd of January. So yeah, let's make this a challenge. If this video is released on the 31st, that means I didn't get paid. If it's released on the 1st, that means I got paid. If it's released on the 2nd, I don't care about getting paid. I got a job. that's more interesting. So this freelancing job or freelancing work actually made me consider getting like a full-time job. And you know why? Because the problem with freelancing is the stability of the income. Especially if you work with garbage client like these, it's a little bit difficult to get paid. To say it like straight up, it's difficult to get paid for your work. So this project has been going on for like, I don't know, 11 months. We started on the 15th of January. Well, I started on the 50th because I put my faith in these people. I trusted them. And yeah, this is like one big mistake. Don't trust people, like at all. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna switch to another style to explain how I got this job initially. Well, basically, how I got this job is I was contacted by a consultation agency. So this dude is, or technically, I contacted the consultation agency because I didn't have any freelancing jobs at the start of the year. So I contacted them and I was like, well, I'm looking for a job. If you have any jobs, I'm like interested in stuff like that. And so this dude, well, basically, this dude has a lot of people coming in, asking like for consultation, so checking their systems and he does a lot of consultation things. Excuse me for the noise. This idiot. I don't know why he's coming. It's like 2 a.m. or p.m. People are sleeping now. Anyway, so a lot of people came, and one of those people is I will call them the three idiots. So the first one is a doctor. It should not be DR, it should be like doctor. Anyway, second one is the IT guy, and I like this one. And the second or the third one is the marketing dude. So they came to this blood and they were like, well, we want to make like an appointment management system. So he was, initially he didn't like these people because they were like, I don't know, you just get the feeling. I didn't do any meets with them initially, but once I did the meet with them, I was like, well, I know we done effed up. So yeah. So this dude contacts me and is like, well, you know what? This is like some interesting job with these people. This is how much we could get. And I was like, yeah, well, yeah, why not, I guess. So initially he gave them a quote. So he gave them a quote. What they did is they took our contract, or maybe it was more like a, yeah, it was basically a contract, very very simplified contract, and they went to a third party, or you could call it like another software development agency. So he went to another software development agency, and they gave them 3 times the price we gave them on that quote. So they came back, and this whole process took like 2 months of ghosting. Interesting. I mean, nice people, nice people. I mean, he didn't tell me about this part. He just like told me, well, we got this job. So yeah, after 2 months, they came back, and this guy still gave them the same quote. I don't understand why. I should have given them like 4 times the quote just for this act of betrayal. And after we gave them like the same quote, basically, they agreed to work with us on this project. And this, where the big mistake happens, or the first big mistake. Knowing people is sometimes like an advantage, and sometimes it's like a big inconvenience. So we're gonna take a look at the timeline of this project. So the start, or the technical start was here. I technically finished it, let's say here, and this is currently. So, kind of interesting, because I started working on January 15th on a very simplified prototype where you have like basically the authentication and it's like a list of doctors and a map. So the website was like initially like, I don't know why it's not writing properly. So it's like a home page with a very big search bar, and when you search, it takes you to a page with a map and the doctors showing. So I initially did so these all were like just static elements, especially these, the doctors, because I didn't have the database ready yet, database design ready. And yeah, well, I got the pages ready, so all the pages existed. So all of them, like the admin pages, the doctor pages, all of them were, well, technically not ready, just like empty pages, but they exist for the functionality that we discussed initially. And then I wanted, basically, also, we discussed that I'm going to take 70%, and the dude is going to take 30%. Why 30%? Is basically for project management, which he didn't have to do actually, and also for meetings. And yeah, as you expect with my like unbelievable luck, I can't say he did neither. I mean, he's good at analyzing stuff. I mean, he gave me like a good analysis at the end of the project, technically, of what is happening and what will happen eventually. And I was like, well, if you give me this analysis now, what am I going to do with it? It's just like useless for now. It's useless now. You give me like the analysis like here. So here you give me analysis, just like do like some stats. I don't know what to do. So on the real start, so we gave them the contract, and I started working like before. So in this period, the betrayal happened, and on like the end of February, they came back and they asked us for a meeting, just like to confirm the start, and just like, and there was like one big red sign, or one big red flag. The first one is me working before. I mean, I always say this to new freelancers: you should never work before, but I did it just because I trusted these people. It's kind of I mean, if you work with international clients, you may not trust them because they don't live in the same country, but people from the same city that you live in, same country, they're not even far from you. It's like the 5 kilometers or so. I mean, for the marketing dude, he's not far. For the other people, they're in France. So they basically are scammers. Anyway, um, so yeah, they wanted to meet. So I gave the guy the code to the agents, to the consultation dude, and yeah, he asked me to come to the meeting, and I was like, well, I guess we have some things to talk about right now, or maybe never. So I come to the meeting, and from the first words that they spoke, I felt like these people had like an ego that's so massive, it overshadows the whole project. Like their ego is massive. And let me tell you things. I'm going to discuss. I'm not going to go into details on what happened here. So we started very late, or at least they signed. And the initial payment, I got paid like 1 month after. So this is the first payment, and it's like in 4 installations of 30%, and last one is 10%. It's like finalization. So the first 30 I got paid like 1 month after start, which technically should be paid before the start of the project. This one what we agreed on the contract, and I got paid after. Well, what can I do? Second one, I got paid very, very late, like by the end of the summer. I couldn't even use this money. And the other 30% or 40% I haven't received yet. This is why I'm angry, why I'm making this video about the worst job I've ever had. Anyway, yeah, there's like a massive red flags all over the place. Should have never worked with these people. But yeah. Next thing I want to talk about is, oh, this is interesting. Next thing is, what are the things you should look for in a client? I'm going to give you like an idea of the three people. So this one, the doctor, I don't know what to give him, like the thingies of doctors. And there is the IT guy who pretends to know IT. So we give him a laptop. And the marketing dude, which I don't know what to give him. Maybe we give him some like Facebook logo or something. So all of these three people, they all have some special characteristics. And when you see these characteristics in people, please don't work with them. Stop working with them. So let's start with the three of them. All of them have massive ego. And once they met me and they saw that I'm like kind of young, they were like, well, is this guy gonna make our project? I was like, yeah, well, I have experience. Who cares? So yeah, especially the IT guy. The IT guy feels like a superior dude. But let me continue. The doctor is two-faced. He's nice when he needs to, and sometimes, or he puts a mask. Sometimes this mask slips, and on those times, it really hurt my feelings, to be honest. Especially at the end of the project, where we technically should have been finished, but like by like 1 month. But I'm going to go into details into a lot on some other mistakes on development. But because of those mistakes on development, we took like a month and a half extra, and I'm still fixing bugs for free, basically. So yeah, once we reached like that point where we had a meeting, and it was like, and we were talking about the project being a little bit late and like delayed and stuff like that, and he was like, well, I guess it's the fault of the developer. And he said it in a tone where he's like didn't, he just slipped, you know, he slipped and he said it. And I noticed, and I didn't like it. And I just like quit the meeting at that time. Anyway, doctor's two-faced, and he pretends to care. Or maybe let's say absent. He comes to meetings and just like pretends to discuss things, and just like he agrees with everything the IT guy thinks. So this guy, he's a know-it-all. I don't know what to call them. Idiots, probably. This guy pretends to know everything. There is like everything there is to know about development, software development. He pretends to have like 20 years of experience. And honestly, when he told me that he used to develop .NET in 1999, I was like, huh, interesting, because like .NET, I mean, .NET existed like for a long time. Like 1999, I mean, how bad can the lie be? And I was like, yes, yes, it's bad. It's just bad. Anyway, so he doesn't know it all. He has very massive ego, and he wants to do something where, like all the time, he wants to undermine my skills. So whatever I say, he tries to find like an argument where what I said doesn't make sense. And especially when talking about like features and stuff like that, whenever I do something, he always tries to like say this is not done properly, and he has a lot of notes. I mean, notes are good, but I'm gonna tell you in the next like discussion point about the development, why it was late, why some of these things are kind of bad. Let's continue. So he has a lot of ego, he pretends to know it all, and he undermines my skills. And on the other hand, he doesn't know anything. Like, if you're a software developer, at least if you pretend to be, please, if you evaluate a project, evaluate it from a standpoint of, I mean, this is not sponsored, from a standpoint of features. For example, if you try a button and it doesn't work, well, that's a bug. What the guy does is he comes, he sees, like, because the site is in three languages, it's in Arabic, French, and English. He always goes to the French, and I'm very bad at French. Like, honestly, I'm very bad at French. Je suis très très not bien. Anyway, um, so yeah, he goes to the website, and whenever he notices, like, for example, there are like words in French where you write like an E with an accent, and I don't have like, as you can see, here's my keyboard. Where's the accent? I don't have accent. Do I have? No, I don't. Yeah, I don't have accents in my keyboard. Maybe in my laptop I have, but I don't use them. So I don't write like things with the accent because I don't have it in my keyboard. And the guy always talks about grammar and orthograph and all of those garbage things that are not related to development that you don't need as a developer. I mean, I always say to him, dude, if you have problems, write me a document with every instance that you think I should change instead of wasting my time in the meetings. We'll talk about the meetings in a second. And the marketing guy, so he's the one that brings the money, because these guys are in France. This guy is here is local, and he really doesn't respond to calls. Well, he's absent. He's super absent, like very absent. I don't know what's worse than being absent. Maybe super absent. Anyway, the guy doesn't show up to meetings. He brings the money very late, especially the initial payment. He brought it like, I don't know, like a month after we started. After the contractual start, and 3 months after I started working. And I was like, this is like bullshit, man. Like, I want to get paid. I am working for money. I don't care about these people. These people are not nice people. I don't care. I want money. That's it. Yeah, sometimes when you face these kind of clients, um, make sure you get as much money as possible, because these people don't deserve to work with you, and they don't need like annoyances. Yeah, he's very absent. I don't have any other like things to note, but be careful of egotistical people, people who wear a mask, people who are absent or just like agree with everything, people who pretend to know it all even though they don't know shit, and people who undermine your skills. These people, you should never work with them. Let's talk about another thing, the meetings. So yeah, meetings are kind of an interesting talking point. We had a lot of meetings. Like, imagine, in a month, sometimes we do 4 meetings for no reason. Sometimes we do 2. And whenever we have these meetings, let's say, for example, we are like at the second month. What the IT guy does is he goes, so for example, I'm discussing like the part where the doctor manages his appointments. Okay, fine. So what he does is, so the meetings, how they go is, first, I go in, I present, and then I ask if there are any questions. And technically, if there are any questions, I answer them. And then it should be done, of course. What the IT guy does, and this is what annoys me the most, is, for example, we are in a feature in the second like part of the project. So what he does, and he has been doing this, or he done this for like, just like get this for a second. For like the first half of the project, he did this thing. Where he comes to the meeting, and he starts with, so before I start, he's like, well, I have a couple of questions about authentication. And authentication is already finished and done. Which is super annoying, because whenever you're doing something, and then the guy, when you ask him to like do questions, instead of asking questions about the presentation that you did, he goes back like 7 months. Like, why? Why are you doing this? He always does this, and this is super annoying, and it's super annoying. So he asks, or the problems that we faced in the meetings, so they ask about old features, and this is super annoying. I hate this. I really hate this. And also, massive focus on grammar, especially French grammar. And these two things are like super annoying. If you're a developer, I know, and you know, how much we hate people who talk about the title, the subtitle. Please make the subtitle better. Add an accent. Like, man, I am a developer. I'm not an English teacher. I'm not an English writer. I do development. I develop features. Please focus on my features. And yeah, also another thing that's like very, very big problem, which we're going to discuss next, and this is in the development phase. Development phase, so there are like the first big red flag that I'm going to tell you about. It's definition. I'm gonna call it definition. So what you should do is always define exactly what the feature does. For example, if he wants a button at the center of the screen, in the contract, write that he wants a button in the center of screen that does nothing. If it does something, write that it does something. You have to write everything in the contract. Because if you define things generally, like we did in this project, you'll get destroyed. So for example, the contract was like 5 pages, and we had like some small chapters discussing, for example, let's say we had 3 things. So we had authentication as a chapter with like 5 paragraphs. I don't know what they did. No, not 5 lines. With 5 lines. I don't know, it's like discussing, mobile and stuff like that, SMS and shit. Second thing was doctor management. He didn't even name it like a good name. I mean, even the consultation dude just didn't do a good job at this point. Like doctor management, and then like appointments. So just like we define them like generally, and at this point, like especially the IT guy used this to make me add like a couple of other features, like a dashboard and stuff like that, because he pretended that like doctor management needed a dashboard. Like, why? I mean, I was going to add it out of goodwill if they worked with us properly, but just like this, no. I mean, I added it eventually because they're just like so annoying. Yeah, other thing, the biggest red flag is when the client does not test. I mean, they didn't pay for the project fully, but for example, if a client pays for the project, I'm sure he will test thoroughly, because testing your product or what you are going to give to customers is very, very important. These guys did not even test. So when it comes to the meetings, whenever I'm presenting, I waste like 3 hours, maybe. So the average duration of the meeting was like, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours, with a lot of it going like wasted with like out of topic discussions, like I mean, it's like BS discussions, and me explaining what features do, because these people didn't have a good definition of what the features should do, which is, yeah, super annoying. And the massive red flag, the other red flag, is asking for changes. I don't know if I should write it all. Asking for changes on features that are completed. I know you can't read anything, but just like listen to what I say. So when they ask for features on things that are already completed, for example, we had like the first half of the project, the guys like focusing on authentication like it's something sacred. I mean, it is sacred, but it's like there are some standards, dude. If you don't follow the standards, you are just going the wrong way. It's simply going the wrong way. Yeah, asking for changes when you finished like this feature already, super annoying. And also asking for changes for grammar stuff, super annoying. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's time for lessons or something. It's like, yeah, so it's like time for lessons. What lessons do I give you? Well, I'm going to give you 3 lessons. I'm not sure. I'm just improvising. Like, you see, this whole thing that I did, it's fully improvised. I didn't know or I didn't plan for any of these talking points. So yeah, the lessons. First of all, choose clients carefully. Choose clients carefully, because it's important to get the clients good, to get good clients. Having a bad clients like me will just like, you will not get paid, and you will waste 11 months of your life. I mean, I haven't been paid for like for like a good 5 to 6 months, which is super annoying. The second lesson is watch out for red flags. I mean, the flag should be red. You should always watch out for red flags. Red flags are just like a big, big thing. I mean, red flags can either make up your project or destroy the project in itself. Super important to be like very careful when like working with any type of client. You should watch out for these. If you can like discuss with him that, guy, this is like it's like a massive red flag. If you don't pay, it's a massive red flag. I will not work with you. I mean, discuss them after he gets paid, obviously, because if you discuss them before, you're just gonna work for free, basically. And the last thing, well, I don't have any other lessons. Maybe just like, um, don't do a lot of meetings. Like, don't do a lot of meetings, because doing like a lot of meetings is super annoying, and it will just be a waste of time. Like every day or every time we do a meeting, it's just like 4 hours wasted of my life, and I have to like remove like my laptop from my setup and just like take it to to the desk of the IT guy, because he has a bureau very close here, and I go there and just like sit and just like waste a couple of, like, they always come 30 minutes late, to the meeting, which is super annoying. And we also wait for the marketing guy. He's like, bro is fat. Like, it's not even like an insult at this point. It's like he knows he's fat, and it takes like a long time to come to the office in here, and it's like waste a lot of time, which is super annoying. Well, I didn't expect the video to be this long. Anyway, I hope you learned the lessons from this very idiotic experience. So yeah, what I'm going to do next with this channel is um, I have a pre-recorded series that I'm still recording right now of me like developing a couple of projects. And one of the most important projects is my portfolio. You might see it. I mean, this is the one. Okay, so I can't like do anything. Anyway, my portfolio. I know it's too white, but what? Anyway, it's gonna be like an interesting portfolio. And yeah, at the end of this video, I hope you learned a little bit of lessons from what happened to me. As I said, 31st of October, of December, I'm not paid. 1st of January, I'm paid. 2nd of January, I got a job. I don't care about being paid. Or maybe, you know what? 2nd of January, I got a job and got paid. 3rd of January, I got a job and didn't get paid. Some interesting. I have to record this because I will forget this. I'm the one saying it, and I'm gonna forget it like in a 15 minutes. 15 minutes, I'm gonna forget everything that I said. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Okay, yeah, I forgot. What I'm going to do with this channel is next, I'm going to release a lot of tutorials. Of course, that's first. Second thing is I have like a couple of pre-recorded series, to be honest, like 50 videos or so. I'm going to release them, but the timing of release will be a little bit, probably like by the end of 2025, if I'm alive by then. I mean, if you see the uploading stop and know that I'm not alive, which is not a good thing, I guess. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, also plan to have like to make a lot of projects and like showcase a lot of the projects that I did previously. Maybe open source a couple of projects. Yeah, I'm gonna open source my startup thing. I'm gonna do like some open sourcing things. I don't know what they are, so I'm gonna do them. Yeah. And of course, tutorials, pre-recorded series, and usual videos like these talking about random experiences. It's gonna be interesting because like you learn a lot of lessons and you see like this new video style and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. Other than that, hope you're all doing well. And of course, please pray for our brothers and sisters in watermelon land. I don't know if YouTube will get this, but I don't know. Well, hope you're all doing well. See you next time with another video. Maybe I'm gonna release, maybe I'm gonna release like a 1 hour video. You know what? I'm gonna unlist it. I'm gonna make it like unlisted, and I'm gonna put the video link in the description to watch me just like talk non-stop for like an hour about how garbage this project is. Yeah, hope you're all doing well. See you next time.
Okay, so after a nap, yeah, I took a nap. I didn't think I would like just sleep for like 3 hours. Yeah, I didn't notice, to be honest. Anyway, I said I would clean my room. Let's get this started. Sorry for the lighting. So overall, everything looks tidy. Copybooks there, things here. And it's like not organized on this side. I think I need something like I don't know.
I don't know what it's called. I forgot the name. I'm just kind of tired today.